Why am I here? What is the meaning of all this? I don't understand. What does it all mean? That is a complicated question, young grasshopper. My name is Moscrates. Let me show you the many takes on this question. Several Greek philosophers from olden times, like Aristotle, Socrates, and Plato, have come up with theories as to why we are all here. Civilizations and religions have tried to explain it. They've come up with three main ways of living life. One is the religious life. That means that the people who believe in that fulfill their life and were put on the world in order to dedicate their life to God. They spend their days praying and doing deeds in the name of God. Another way of living that is similar to religious life is the political life. These people dedicate their life to the state, believing that it is their purpose in life. This is a complete devotion, and it ties into the military having such dedicated soldiers. The last main way of life is the philosophical kind. That's the kind I have chosen. The followers of this way of life are adamantly logical. Much like Vulcans, they believe in cause and effect, and that the world is run by necessity. The philosophic life is opposed to the religious life because they do not follow the rules of nature, and they aren't logical. All three of these lifestyles are mutually exclusive. The problem with the philosophical life, though, is that one can never truly be fulfilled. This is because they always have to know for sure if something is the truth or logical or not. The people following this way of life also have to know for sure that it is the best way of living. This makes a rather disruptive thought process, because their life is just spent justifying their own existence. Most ancient Greek philosophy, especially Platonism, involved a phrase called summum bonum. This phrase quite literally highest good. This means that there is an act that one can commit in order to benefit everyone ever, and the meaning of life is to find that act. The problem with this concept is that in order to benefit someone completely, someone else's good must be at stake. Not everyone can be completely content at the same time. Platonism also covers the fact that one should devote his or her life to knowledge, and that the purpose of life is to attain the highest form of knowledge, which is to know summum bonum. One of Plato's main teachings was to know thyself. One has to understand oneself before they can understand or communicate efficiently with others. Plato also taught that when one truly knows thyself, one's life will become completely void of tragedy or misfortune, because they are not going to destroy themselves out of ignorance about their feelings or life. Some of Plato's other teachings included the idea that all does not exist, but instead has sort of a concept or idea that exists in a parallel world, and that all of those objects are modeled after that. Take a strawberry, for instance. The image of a strawberry actually, according to Plato's teachings, exists in sort of a different world. That strawberry is the perfect image of a strawberry, and all strawberries here on Earth are just a replica of that idea. Socrates, from what we know, believed that we should question everything that we know, pursue the truth, and not take anything for granted. This means that one must always be aware and alert of their surroundings, and pay attention so that one may figure out what is happening and what it means. In Socrates' translated words, an unexamined life is not worth living. Socrates was used as an ideal philosopher to the philosophic lifestyles communities. He is an embodiment of how one ought to live best. This is similar to the way that Muslims revere Muhammad. Aristotle believes that happiness is the meaning and purpose of life, the whole aim and end of human existence. Aristotle was known for being a firm believer in logic and practicality. Because of this profound sensibility, he was a renowned scientist as well as a philosopher, and is known today as the father of the scientific method. He was the tutor of Alexander the Great for a while, until he left for battle. Aristotle also had a goal of organizing plants and animals into name categories. This is exercising the human need to make order out of chaos and push a man-made structure of life onto unorganized systems. So, Now that you know how other people perceive life, what do you think? That was a lot of thinking that people did. I'm not that complicated. Although those all had very valid points. I believe in eating, surviving, and reproducing. Alrighty then.